That's correct. Restart. Nej, no problem. It's coming because now we It's very low. It's very low. It was high enough yesterday at least. So yeah, I'll have to do this properly. Now we get it. Very good. Yes. Did you hear? Did you hear it? Yeah, it sounded good. Awesome. Okay, so by Krishna's grace, or other. We got many messages that there was no sound. Okay, so we pardon for that. Now we're back again. You can see the book, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this book is going through. First of all, why do we have all this Sanskrit? Well, the Sanskrit is a part of our tradition. Is the Sanskrit required for becoming a devotee? Actually, no. I mean, the mantra we are chanting, Hare Krishna mantra, is made of Sanskrit. So basically, it's just names. It's Hare Krishna and Ram. Okay. Yeah, there is a sound. Very good, yeah. Not very. I mean, it's a basic sound. Still no, because this is red, as you said. Completely red now. It's simply kaput. Our camera broke down, it started glitching like anything, so we had to restart the computer, and then after that our headset broke down. Yeah. Such things happens. I will not try that one again. You sure? Yeah. The rest of the day we will do with this. Okay, so the basic thing about Sanskrit that Prabhupada wanted us to do, he didn't ask for us to be Sanskrit scholars. He just said, basically just learn to pronounce it properly. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Now the altar just opened. We got the darshan of the deities. You can also have our viewers. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Yeah. So we're talking about Sanskrit, basic Sanskrit. So why do we need that? It's good for the task of learning shlokas. Yeah. For learning shlokas, we require actually a little bit of Sanskrit knowledge. How is this? Is it good now? Like that. And Prabhupada said that we should try and pronounce properly. Because by pronouncing properly the shlokas, then we are worshipping Krishna. It is not nice worship of Krishna if we are sloppy in the pronunciation of his verses. For example, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva Dharmam Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So, for example, he says Mam. See, it's not Mam with the short A, it's Mam with the long A. There is like a line over the A. So probably he corrected his disciples when they said short. He said Mam. Yeah. Prabhupada said no. Say it properly. Then you are worshipping Krishna. Right? So we have a few quotes here. Prabhupada says, therefore it is called Sanskrit. In Sanskrit everything is reformed. It is not that but put. Put, if you say u, then you must say but, and put, but not that sometimes put, sometimes but. Okay, he's comparing this with the English language. The u is the same in Sanskrit. It's going to be u no matter what. But in English you have put, and but. and u. Yeah, the same u is changed. So Sanskrit is a phonetic language. So he says the pronunciation must be regular. You cannot change. Sanskrit means reformed language. It's reformed. Yeah. It means it's very, very pure. Sanskrita, the meaning of Sanskrit is perfect culture. Yeah. Krita means has been done very nicely. Like you have the Krita Yuga is not the name of Satya Yuga. Satya Yuga is the best of the ages. And Krita is also another name for that. Krita means very well done. And Sam, it means completely. Or it also means you include everybody. Yeah. So it's a whole culture of great activities and knowledge. So Sanskrit is representing that. Yeah. And also probably he wanted even, the rhyme of the shlokas to be properly. We are saying them in meters, also called chanda, like that. Let's see. And the Sanskrit is also known as a language of the gods. Also, the alphabet of Sanskrit is called Devanagari. You know what is the meaning of Devanagari? Okay, this can close this there. Thank you. Devanagara means it means the cities of the demigods. So Prabhupada once said, you can say Japan Nagari. So that means the language of the people in Japan. So the language of the people in heavenly planets is Devanagari. So in other words, it is divine language, the language of the gods. So Prabhupada says, no other language of the world can be compared with it. No other language of the world is so perfect as Sanskrit. Any language near to Sanskrit language is nearer to perfection. Sanskrit is pronounced the same way. Here or there, it is standard. Yeah. So let's see. And also grammar is a part of that. So Prabhupada said, if you understand Sanskrit grammar, then you can read all the Vedic literature without any translation, simply by studying. Therefore, the Sanskrit scholars are first of all taught grammar, and when one is expert in reading grammar properly, then all Vedic literature becomes simplified. So we will not go into learning grammar here, but we will simply learn the basics of the Sanskrit. Let's see. So Prabhupada, he envisioned that Sanskrit should be taught to the children in the Gurukul. Of course, to really master Sanskrit, one has to learn it for 12 years. That's a statement of the Shastra. Actually, in the Shastra, it said that anything you study for 12 years, you become master of that, because 12 years is the good time for learning anything. It represents one revolution of Jupiter, which is the original teacher or guru. It takes Jupiter 12 years to go one revolution, just like it takes Sun 1 year, right, to go its orbit. So the Jupiter, the orbit is 12 years. Yeah. So in 12 years, you have guru. So you can become guru in something. You can become master in Sanskrit, or if you do any other thing, say you're going to work as a blacksmith, you become master in that also in 12 years. Yeah. So what can we learn in just a short 2-hour crash course? No, we can just have the basics. But what we can learn is just the basics. So how we can pronounce nicely. How we can pronounce nicely the Sanskrit. That we can learn in 2 hours. At least we get the idea. But I am, depending on you, that you yourself, you do a little bit of homework. Because it's not really learned overnight to even pronounce the Sanskrit. One has to train oneself a little bit. So you can give me the Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So all of you out there who have a Bhagavad Gita as it is, you can look in the back of the Bhagavad Gita, and you have something called a pronunciation guide, right? Sanskrit pronunciation guide. Yeah, this standard in all, at least the common edition of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, it has that built in. So my pronunciation guide is in page 929. Yeah. So there we can see, the Devanagari script for all the vowels and the consonants, together with the Roman transliterated, letter. Yeah. So you see the ah. It's just like in the word om. You have the first there. It's a, character, and then you have written in Roman on the side a. So there you have the vowels. They go from short to long. Yeah, let's see if we can find it here also in the book. Let's go through all this. Let's see. Here we have vowels. Yeah. Called svaras. Yeah. So you can try and follow me wherever you are. We say ah, that's a short one. Follow ah, and then long is ah. I, u, r, and then the long r is like twice as long. R, and then l, like in Lars. L. And then there's a long L also that's actually never used or very rare. It's like a long L, like I think it's pronounced like this, Lri, like that. Yeah. And then we have E, I, O, Au. Yeah. So this E is longer than A. Or A, I mean. A is just like this, A. But E is like E. Yeah. So that we take in mind, when we read, a Sanskrit word. Say, for example, you have Krishna. Yeah, Krishna. It's short A. Yeah. But when you have Rama, you don't say Rama. You say Rama. You try and say Rama. Please repeat. Rama. You don't say Rama, because then you have in the back is a long A. Who is Rama with long A in the back? That's another name of the goddess of fortune. Yeah. Actually, Lakshmi Devi, another name of Lakshmi Devi is Rama with long A in the back. So it's important to say Rama in the right way, isn't it? And sometimes people say Ram, but Ram in English, what is the meaning of Ram in English? I think Ram means it's an animal, right? It's the book in Norwegian. Book. No, what do you call that in English? Ram. Yeah, that's the same name as the animal with the horns. Yeah. So you say Ram with short A, it's completely wrong. Ram. Then you're referring, to that animal with horns. Yeah. So also in this book by Loknath Swami, he also is discussing this mispronunciation, which may go on and which may give completely wrong. Yeah, you have some feedback from the chat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is also one of the problems with the Zoom, that we have to let people in. Now I cannot even get access to this. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I cannot see any. Oh, admit. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so then you have E is a little bit longer. So if you say Krishna, it's short. But if you say Krishna, that means in Krishna. So it said that all the devotees are living in Krishna. So then you say not Krishna, but you say, what do you say? No, if everybody devotees are living in Krishna, it's Krishna with long A. Krishna. Yeah. So not Krishna. Yeah. Krishna. So Krishna. Krishna, yeah,
Krishna.
and Krishne,
Krishna.
yeah. Say that way. And then if there is two Krishnas, they're called Krishnau. Yes, because usually it's always used for dualis. Yeah, in Sanskrit you have a single, you have two, and you have plural. Yeah, in English you only have single and plural, right? So you say one Krishna is Krishna, and you have several. You have two Krishnas. That's Krishnau.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Krishna.
And let's see, do you have something with U? You say U, we see in English we say O, yeah? This U is supposed to be O in Sanskrit. Like in Norwegian, O, yeah?
Oh.
We say in Norwegian, jeg må gå, yeah? Gå, O. So in the same way this U is like that, O. It's not U. That will be wrong. U. It's O, right? Yeah. So do you have a word which has U in it? I mean O in it in Sanskrit? Goloka, yeah? Goloka. So we don't say guluka, right? Not guluka, but goloka. Yeah, you can say?
Goloka.
Goloka, yeah, very good. And then the E, Indra, and E is like, for example, Ishvara, yeah? Ishvara is not with short, actually, it's long. Ishvara. Ishvara, yeah. And U is short U. Is many words with short U, like Uttama. But with long U, let's see, I cannot really remember any words with long U. Is there any words with long U? Must be. Let's see. Yeah, for example, Bhuta. Bhuta means, it can refer to element, like earth, water, fire, air, ether, or it can also mean, created being. It can also mean ghost, like that. But it says Bhuta. Yeah, not Bhuta, but Bhuta. Yeah. But Uttama will be Uttama, just short. Uttama. Uttama and Bhuta. Yeah. And R, so that has a dot under it. So that's Ri. Yeah. It's not R. It's in Sanskrit. This specific R is uttered like Ri. Yeah. So all of this you can see in the back of the Sanskrit pronunciation guide in the back of the Bhagavad Gita. It says A, you say as in but, so it's like A, and A as in far, the long A as in far, and then E as we say pin, and long E as in peak, U as in push. You can say that push is there U there? Yeah, push, and U long as in rule. Yeah, rule. Yeah. R as in rim. Rim, yeah? Rim. Of course, that's the same we use in Krishna also. Krishna. Rim. But the long one is the same as in reed. Reed. Not reading, but reed means like you have in the in this harmonium, for example, there are reeds. It's like made of wood, I think, or some kind of wooden, plant-based reeds. That's how high they push out the sound in the harmonium. But that's pronounced long. Reed. So the R is like reed. Yeah. And the L is as in happily. Happily. Yeah. And E as in day. Day. E, like that. And I as in ale. Yeah. And U as in go. So the same as Norwegian also go. Yeah. Oh, I should admit. I have to fix this Zoom that it automatically should admit, the members. Otherwise they have to stand in the queue. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. We need to find out how to do that. I couldn't find out last time. Somehow or other it wants some kind of control over who goes in. But it should be, automatic. People should come in, right? Like on YouTube. Yeah. And then in Au, it is as in how. Can you say that? How.
How.
Yeah. Or ow, if you hurt your hand. Ow. Yeah. So you have a song where there's used a lot this ow. It's in this song by about the 6 Goswamis, Sad Goswami Ashtaka. Vande Rupa Sanatana Raguyugo Shijiva Gopala Ko. And the reason why this ow is used so much is because you have 6 Goswamis, right? And in that song it said Vande Rupa Sanatana. It says Rupa and Sanatan, so it's 2. That's why this ow is there. Yeah. So Vande Rupa Sanatana Raguyugo. Raguyugo, it means 2 ragus. Because you have Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Goswami, and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. So there are 2 ragas. Yeah. Raguyugo. And then Shijiva and Gopala. So Jiva Goswami and Gopala Bhatta Goswami. So there's 6 Goswamis all in all, but they're mentioned in pairs. Vande Rupa Sanatano, Raguyugo, Shijiva, and Gopala Ko. So that's why this always there. It took me a long time, many years, to understand this. I was wondering always why the Sanskrit is so special in the Shad Goswami Ashtaka. So there's a little, little understanding just how the Sanskrit works. It can help us to remember, the shlokas. Yeah. So did we cover all the syllables? I think we did, all the vocals. But now we'll move on to the consonants. Now let's see. We'll go down here. We will not go too much into the technical details. In this book, you have the illustration how the mouth works, in your pronouncing. Like, it's very technical, The air is coming out and this and that, and you have your teeth in different positions. And we don't have time to go through all this. I'm sorry. We can just look very briefly on it. It says here, when you say ah, short ah, the throat is tense and the tongue is relaxed. Maybe you can see it. If you say ah, is your tongue relaxed? I think so. Yeah. When you say long ah, the throat is relaxed and also the tongue is relaxed. Okay? And the lips are wide open. Yeah. And when you say e, then the throat is tense and the back is raised. Okay. So you say e, your back should be raised. E. And when you say long e, is also tense throat and the back is raised. And lips are still wide open. And when you say e, the throat is relaxed and the back is raised and the lips are wide open. And I, the throat is relaxed and then the tongue is half raised back. Okay, let's see. I. Say e and I. Yeah, the tongue is going a little bit back, isn't it? You say e, I. I can feel the tongue is going a little bit back and the lips are also wide open. Now, here's the interesting, observation. When we say oo, then the throat is tense, the tongue is relaxed, but the lips are in a small circle. Can you say oo without making a small circle with the lips? Oo? No. Immediately the oo. So all this, the sages, they observed all this and they wrote it down in what is called the Shiksha, scriptures. There are 6 different Vedangas or limbs of the Vedas. And 4 of them, they are dealing directly with Sanskrit. And one of them is Shiksha, which means pronunciation. Yeah. And we can go deeper into that also if you have time, how it's actually technically built up. And then another one is Nirukti. That is, the grammar in itself. No, wait a minute. No, Nirukti means the meaning of the words. Like you have a dictionary, explaining each word. And Vyakarana is the grammar. Yeah. So now we covered 3. Which is the 4th one, do you think? Chandas. Is a meter. Like you have in the Bhagavad Gita. What is the meter for Bhagavad Gita mostly? There are 8 syllables per line. Yeah? 8 syllables. Each line is called pada. So it's like 8 padas. Now 8 syllables per pada. So that is called that meter is called anushtup. Yeah. So that's the most common meter, at least in Bhagavad Gita, and the most easy also. So it goes like this, Sarvadharmam parityajya. So you can say, if you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, isn't it? You can call it, it's 8 syllables, so that is going in the rhythm, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sarvadharmam parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. How's the rest of the verse? Ham tvam sarve papebhyo mukshay yishyami ma suchaha. Yeah. So for these Sanskrit verses to work, they have to compose them so that they will have the same number of syllables. But some meters are different. There are different number of syllables for the first and the third, and then the second and the fourth maybe have different. Sometimes there are even uneven meters. Sometimes they miss a little bit. They have one extra syllable, but that's okay. But usually they are quite uniform, so it will be very beautiful to recite. Yeah. And sometimes you have Sanskrit shlokas completely without any meter at all. Yeah. Like some places in Bhagavatam, where the description of the universe, in 5th canto, you have very, very long meters, technical meters, where they didn't bother, to make it in actually any rhyme, specific rhyme. And then what is it called then? There's a name for that also, actually. And it's kind of free format. Yeah. But usually they are in meters, so that's why they're called the songs. Yeah. Like the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, is because you can sing it, right? You cannot sing if it's not in any meter. Or if you do, it will not be in the rhythm at least. Usually music has rhythm, right? So in that way you can sing, actually. You can make songs with all the Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Yeah. So we just briefly talked about the 4 different limbs of the Vedas, which are Shiksha, which we do now. Mostly we will just talk about Shiksha today. We'll talk a little bit also about, now we talked also about Chandas, that you have meter, and also Nirukti. We can take briefly about that also. It just means that a word can have more different meanings. So for example, yoga. What is the meaning of yoga? It means union, and it can also mean, in different contexts, it can mean a little bit similar, but in different, context. It can mean like, yoga can also mean to meet, yeah. There's many similar. So this you have to figure out with the Nirukti dictionary. It will say different meanings. And then you have Vyakarana, which is a grammar proper. So I mentioned that briefly. For example, you have different numbers. You have Krishna is just one number, then it's just Krishna. If you have 2, it's Krishnau. If you have more Krishnas, it's Krishnaha. Then it becomes long A in the end and the H, Krishnaha. The end in the H is called Visharga. I will also look at, this H which has a dot under it. Sometimes say Krishnaha, or you can just say Krishna. It's like 2 different schools have to pronounce this Visharga. We'll get to that also. So, and the 2 other limbs of the Vedanga is the astrology, what is it called? Jyotish, astrology. And what was the last one? Kalpana, or Kalpa, I think it's called. Yeah, how you build the temples, or build the altars and everything kind of which you do with your hands to actually build the structures and the technicalities around doing yagya. So okay, we'll go further. Let's see if now we can find the consonants. Here we have them. They're called Vyanjana. Yeah. So Patanjali is a person who has written the core book for Sanskrit, which is called Panini Sutra. Yeah, and it's commented by Patanjali, I think. How was that again? Yeah, I think it's Panini is a grammarian. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 people they are dealing with this grammar. Yeah. But Patanjali is one of the main Sanskrit grammarians who explain the grammar. So he says that a consonant is a sound that cannot be pronounced without a vowel. Yeah. So in Western language we just say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. F. We just say F. E, F, G, H, K. We also have a vowel there, right? We don't say K. But when we are speaking, In Norwegian, for example, we say tak, or thank you. Thank you. Then the K doesn't have any vowel, right? It's just. The same is in Sanskrit also, actually. If you say like a word in Sanskrit, what can you say, for example? Actually, usually they have a vowel after themselves, but sometimes they don't. But you can have, in the Western language, usually they don't have the vowel after themselves when you have them inside the word. For example, you say technical, but usually there is coming a vowel, but you have to write it up. Yeah, that's the point. In the Western language, you have to add the vowel in the text. But in Sanskrit, you don't need to do that. Yeah, it's only done for us when we have them transliterated. Yeah, that's the point. Because otherwise, say for example, you have the word karma. In Sanskrit, the word karma is just the letter for K, and you just have the letter for R and the letter for M. So you just have you haven't written the vowels in between. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, because the vowels are included in the vocals. So each vocal, as we see here on the table, is ka, ga, na. So this is it's like 5 different classes of vowels. I mean consonants. Yeah, consonants, they have vowels included there. That we also can see in the back of our Bhagavad Gita. Ka, ga, na. So you see it also, yeah. So this ka is the first one, and that's the one we have in Krishna. But we don't say Krishna, right? We say Krishna. So how did they fix that? Then they do something which we will see later. You can add the second consonant to that K, and then it will remove the vowel also. So this is here. You can see here. See here, krish, kr, yeah. Then you put this little thing under, yeah. So you add actually the vowel, the consonant. Actually, the it's called the vowel ri, yeah. In English or in the Western language, ri is like a consonant, right? R, but in Sanskrit it's not. It is a vowel. So you add the vowel R, so then it becomes not ka, but it becomes kri, yeah, kri. So you can see how you can tamper with this ka in so many different ways, right? I hope they see it on the Zoom. Completely blanked out on the Zoom. Let's see. It's still there, yeah. So I can show it here also, yeah. If you can see here how this ka word, this ka consonant is changed so much with all these different additions. So then it becomes like kri, kl, ke, kai, ku, or kau, just by a little addition. Yeah. So that's basically how it works in the Sanskrit. So you have the 5 sounds, which are ka, ga, and na, and then cha, ja, and na, ta. So these third ones, they are called dentals because you need to have the tongue down by the teeth. So ta, da, and na. Yeah. Specifically in India, they say this N in that way, na. Yeah. And then the next ones, ta, da, and na, and pa, ba, and ma. So the last ones are called labials. So that's working with our lips. Yeah. Pa, ba, and ma. The previous one, ta, da, and na. Well, that was the dental. And the previous one, the third one was the cerebrals. So it's something that the tongue is going up to the cerebrum. So it's still pronounced as I said, but then you're also involved the tongue much more upwards. Ta, da, and na. Yeah, and dentals will be ta, da, da, na. Yeah, so that's why it's called dental, because you have the teeth actually closed almost. Yeah. Ta, ta, da, da, and na. You can actually speak them with the teeth actually closed almost. Yeah. And the palatals, cha, cha, ja, ja, and na. And gutturals, it's coming more from the gut. Ka, ka, ga, ga, ga. You can feel it even in your body. It's coming from down, right? Ka, ka. You have to work more, deeper. Yeah. And then you have the semi-vowels, is ya, ra, la, and va. And the aspirates. These are called aspirates because it involves a lot of air. Sha, and then sha and sa. So like sha as in shastra, sha as in Shiva, and sa as in sadhu. And then the last one is ha. Yeah. Okay, so let's go down. So in our book there is a more explanation how the aspiration is working. And in the three last ones, as we can see here, the five last, the fifth in all of these is anunasika. It's a nasal sound. It's a na, 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 and ma. It goes upwards to the nose, the pronunciation. So I'm not a pronunciation expert. We don't have a huge amount for very, very expert Sanskrit pronunciation. It also takes a long time to actually master it very good. But just rudimentarily, so we know, we just know how it works. We can say it, at least quite proper. Yeah. Because there is even different opinions where we are in India how to pronounce actually. Some parts of India they pronounce in one way, and another part they pronounce a different way, slightly different. Yeah. But the basic rules are there. Yeah. So let's see. If we go down, we will look a little bit more. Yeah. For example, it said here, if you have a cold, then you cannot accurately pronounce Sanskrit because there are a lot of nasal sounds. Your nose has to be clear. And also, you have to have all your teeth. You have to have grown your teeth, so you have to be above a certain age to pronounce Sanskrit properly. It is difficult to understand the speech of young children whose teeth are not grown out, and of old people without teeth. To pronounce the language, you need all these parts in good operating condition. The Sanskrit language requires that you really open up all your organs and fully make the sound with the movement of the tongue, which has a big role to play. Some people sounds like sparrows, just cheep, cheep, cheep. There is no badana bhori or mouthful. Yeah, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, now just fill your mouths with the holy names, Mukunda, Madhava, Yadava, Hari. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that when you are singing the Lord's glories, it should be with a full heart, clear throat, and wide open mouth. Some people hardly open their lips or mouth while speaking, so naturally their pronunciation is a kind of hissing, approximately the same but incorrect. Yeah. So you have to be somewhat trained, to actually speak really good Sanskrit. It is a hard work, just like any other science. Yeah. So here we have a complex diagram, all the functionings of our throat in terms of pronunciation. It's too much to go through, and I also haven't studied this deeply. But we can just look at a little bit. Let's see. So, for example, when you say ta and da, like that, then you're using the tip or blade of the tongue and the gum ridge. Where's the gum ridge? Must be a gum is like down here inside, yeah? So you say ta and da. Are you using the tip or blade of your tongue when you're saying that? Ta, da, da. Should do at least. So that is called dental plosive. So for example, tanka damaru. Tanka damaru. Yeah, makes sense. And then the lips, then you use M, and that's a full nasal stop. like in ma. That's called bilabial nasal stop. So for example in Madhava, at least that one is easy to understand. You use your lips when saying Madhava, right? The lips are very much used. And then if you say Keshava and Govinda, what are you using? You're using back of the tongue or the velum. And the velum. What is a velum? Must be somewhere down there. So that's plosive. So that is ka and ga. It's called velar plosive. Keshava Govinda. Yeah, you're using down here. You can feel that. Keshava Govinda. Yeah. So that way, you can go through all of these sounds and have a feeling where they're coming from. So in that way, we have the five different, kinds of consonants. So the five first, they're called guttural sounds. So that's called kantya. So here we have a proper description. Sounds made by a constriction between the back of the tongue and the velum. What is meaning constriction? Is kind of yeah. Let's see if that works. So you say ka, ka, ka. You kind of constrict, right? It's like ka, 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 ga, ga, and na. As you see here, ka, and then ka is you put in an H there, so there's more aspiration. And then you have ka, ga, and then ga. And then na, it always goes more up to the nose. Yeah. So that's kantya, guttural, and then the next one, talavya, palatal. So the palate is called where you are tasting, right? So that is made by a constriction between the front of the tongue, so it means here, front of the tongue, and the highest part of the roof of the mouth. Roof. So roof means upwards, obviously, like the roof of a house. So let's see if that works. Cha, cha, ja, ja. Yeah, it goes a little upwards. You can feel that?
Yeah.
When you say cha, cha, ja, ja. It's going upwards, definitely. And na. So you see, this is different na, and then the previous na was like na, more direct, straightforward. But this one is going up. Na. Yeah. Na. Na. Yeah. Okay, it makes sense. And then the next one, murdhanya, cerebral. So cerebral, it must refer to the cerebellum, is the brain, right? Yeah. Sounds made by a constriction between the blade of the tongue and the cerebral, just behind the gum ridge, where the roof of the mouth sharply rises. Can we make sense of this? Constriction between the blade of the tongue. So the tongue is then going upwards, then just behind the gum ridge. So the gum we can feel inside our mouth, where the roof of the mouth sharply rises. Where is the roof of the mouth sharply rising? Yeah, just after the gum, it's going upwards, the roof of the mouth, right? Mm-hmm. You go with your tongue behind the gum, it goes upward, right? Yeah. So that is ta. Yeah, immediately I can feel that now. I take my tongue upward. Ta. Ta, da, da, and na. Like in Krishna. This na is the same as in Krishna. The end with the dot under. See? The problem is this tablet is blacking out, so I cannot see if anybody new are joining. That's completely blank. Okay. So that is ta, ta, da, da, and na. So that's ta, ta, da, da, and na. So that goes up to the cerebellum. Yeah. And then dantya, it can be look a little bit similar, but here it's going to be sounds made by a constriction between the tip of the tongue and the upper teeth. So here we're going to involve the teeth. Upper teeth. Yeah. So dantya is ta. So the teeth should be visible, I think, when we're speaking these kind of letters. Ta, ta, da, 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 and da, and na. Right? Yeah. So it's not Krishna. Krishna, then you have the tongue up like that, like in the cerebrum, right? You can feel the difference, Krishna. But when you say namaste, right? Namaste. Then it's just namaste. It's just straight, right? Yeah. With the teeth, namaste. Namaste. When you say Krishna, it's Krishna. It's supposed to be different. So you don't say Krishna. You don't say Krishna with his teeth like this. This is wrong, right? Krishna is wrong. It should be Krishna. Krishna. You should go a little upwards. Yeah. And then ostya labial. That thing must be the most easy of these. Sounds in which the airflow is modified by constricting the lower lip and the upper lip. So it's simply lip-based. You modify the air by your lips. Okay, so let's see. Pa, pa. Yeah, immediately lips are activated. Pa, pa. Put in some aspiration there with the extra H added. Pa, pa, ba, and ba, and ma. That's easy, right?
Yeah.
Simple. Okay, let's look at the... what does the book say? There are 5 points of articulation: the throat, or more exactly the back of the mouth at the top of the throat. The breath becomes blocked by the very back of the tongue to produce the guttural sounds. So that was ka, ga, ga, and na. Ka as in cut, ka as in bunkhouse, and ga as in gullible, ga as in long log house, or ghost, and na as in stung, yeah, or in sing, yeah. And then the second one, the palate, which is at the front of the top of the mouth, a little back from the teeth. Yeah, so that is like cha as in chuckle, or cha is the next one, as in church, ja as in just, ja as in hedgehog. You can see that this is a longer ja, just, and then hedge, so it's like j, yeah, much longer, yeah, hedgehog. And na as in canyon, yeah. And then the next one, the roof of the mouth, called the murni, is further back from the palate, around the middle of the top of the mouth. It is shaped like an upside down rounded cup. Okay. The tip of the tongue should bend or curl backward and upward a bit to properly contact the roof. So we're going to the roof here with the third one. We're going to the cerebrum, yeah, up to the roof. We contact, the skeleton, you can say. It must be, right behind, the skin. Yeah. So that will be then as ta, as in talk, or try, yeah. And then ta as in anthill, yeah. And da as in dawn, yeah. And da as in red hot, yeah. And na as in Krishna, it doesn't exist in English. Nobody says na in English. So pronounced nut, with the tongue curled up against the roof of the mouth. Okay, so nut. If you say nut with this Indian N, nut. Can you say that?
No.
Nut.
No.
Nut. Yeah.
No.
Kind of funny. Yeah. But it's a lot used in India. And for the teeth, the Sanskrit dental sounds should be pronounced with the tip of the tongue pressed flat against the back of the upper teeth and gums. Let's see. Tip of the tongue pressed flat, like that, against the back of the upper teeth and gums. Like that. Okay, so that is called dental. Okay. So, ta as in thorough, without the aspirated H. How can you do that? Thorough, yeah. Flat. So that the ta is like dry. Yeah, ta, yeah. Like a dry one. In Norwegian you can say, if you say ta vare på deg selv, you say ta vare, ta. So it's short and dry, yeah, ta. And the tongue is not going anywhere, it's just staying, by the upper teeth, ta, yeah. And in thirst, the tongue is still staying with the teeth, thirst. Ta, thirst, yeah. And then da, as in de, yeah, de. So it is a D, yeah. Actually, de in English is D, right? It's not T, it's de. Because when you say tea in English, then it's a T, like tea as you're drinking. But when you say the book, the house, you're actually using D. So that's another example that English is not a phonetic language. Phonetic means it's exactly the same, you use in all circumstances. The sound corresponds to the exactly same, letter in the alphabet, right? But in English you say the, you use the same T as you use when you say T, right? So it's D and T is used for the same word in the alphabet. But in Sanskrit it's not so. You will have the same word in the alphabet for the same sound. So that's called phonetic. So all glories to Sanskrit. And then dha is as the T in rhythm. So again, the rhythm is also not D. Although in the letters it says TH, but it's D. Rhythm, right? Rhythm. It's like a long the. Rhythm. Yeah. And na as in nurture. Nurture. I don't know if that is correct. You say no. It's like na. It should be nurture then. Nature maybe. Nature. Yeah. Anyway, then fifth, the lips. As in English, labial sounds are produced by closing and opening the lips and forcing the air between them. The labials are produced at the upper lip, the breath being stopped by the lower lip. Okay? Does it make sense? Yeah. Pa as in puff. That's the easy one. Pa as in loophole or uphill. Yeah, so this is one thing to remember. Don't say F, okay? In Sanskrit, you don't say fa. No. The problem is in Hindi you do. When they come this in Hindi, this is actually F in Hindi, so it makes it even more difficult. But Sanskrit, it is actually pa. Like in loophole. Uphill is an F, is a P with aspiration. Pa. Yeah. Pa, not F. Yeah. So for example, when you say in Sanskrit, it's called phalam. Phalam is in Hindi it's called phalam or phal, the fruit. But in Sanskrit it's not phal, it's pal. Yeah. Phalam. I know it's difficult, because in everyday, Indian language, often we hear, in the speech saying, phalam is a fruit. But in Sanskrit it's going to be phal. Phalam. Yeah. And then ba as in bus, and ba as in rhubarb. Rhubarb isn't that which you can chew like the kind of is a kind of fruit. Rhubarbs, rhubarb?
Rubber.
Right. Rhubarb. Ba. And ba is also in the Sanskrit word bhaya. Bhaya. Yeah. And ma as in must. Yeah. Yeah. So of course the book author couldn't avoid then to discuss the pa varga, because there is a famous verse which talks about the pa vargas. That when you take to spiritual life or Krishna consciousness, you avoid the pa varga, because pa varga is another name of the troubles of human life. And then pas therefore stands for parishrama. Pa, ba, and ma. Prabhupada had a class where he discussed this. Several classes he says this. So their pas stands for parishrama. It means Shrama, Shrama Evai Kevalam, it means you're exhausted. Yeah. So Parishrama means fully exhausted. So that is a result of material life, right? You're just exhausted. And then Pa it stands for Fena. No, sorry, not Fena, but Pena. That means, foam. So you say somebody's struggling very hard, they can get foam around their mouth. Mm-hmm. Usually you see this in horses. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we say a person who's working very hard is a workhorse. Yeah. You're so exhausted, you just foam around the mouth. It means you're completely, almost collapsing. And then ba is for bandhana, which means bondage. Yeah. Karma bandhana. For example, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, yagyatu karmano niyatra lokayam karma bandhana. Yeah. If you don't do your karma for Vishnu, then it's going to be karma bandha. So it means bondage of ensuing fruitive reactions due for all one's performances of pious and impious karma. One becomes bound to one's work. That's material life. We want a good and bad result, so we are bound by that. And then bha stands for bhaya, which means anxiety and fright. Yeah. In the same way, Srila Prabhupada, he was called Abhay. Yeah. He's not scared. He can go to America. He didn't know what was there awaiting him. He just went because he had Krishna. He had the whole name. This is Abhaya. Yeah, and then Ma it stands for Mrityu, meaning death. Yeah. Yeah. So these 5 things are troubling us in the material world. But the spiritual path is called Apavarga. Apavarga Vartmani. This the verse is saying. This path is called the path, the Vartma, or the path of being free from all the troubles of the material world, which are the Pavargas. So it's called Pa Varga because it starts with Pa. Just like the one starting with the K, Ka, is called Ka Varga. So Varga means the classification, yeah? So what did we have? We had, what was these Vargas? Yeah, we're just going through, so because then we can remember this, Oh, where did it go? Let's see. I think I lost them. But we can remember them. Is it Ka? Oh, there we have them, yeah. It's Ka Varga, Cha Varga, Ta Varga, Ta Varga, and Ta Varga, Pa Varga. That's the 5 Vargas, yep. So how a devotee of the Lord can achieve freedom from the cycle of birth and death is prescribed by Arjuna as he prays to the Lord. So this is from Bhagavatam. Arjuna Vacha, Krishna Krishna Mahabaho, Bhaktanam Abhayankara, Tvam Eko Dhayamananam Apavarga Sisamshritehe. Arjuna said, "Oh my Lord Shri Krishna, you are the Almighty Personality of Godhead. There is no limit to your different energies. Therefore only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the hearts of your devotees. Everyone in the flames of material miseries can find the path of liberation, apavarga, in you only." So in the same way, if we finally come back to Krishna, we will never have to take a Sanskrit course again. Go through this, troublesome journey of learning Sanskrit. Isn't that great? Okay, so we have the semi-vowels. Now we're soon finished. Just bear with me. It's not long before we finish with all this. And then we just take a little bit look at some basic grammar. And then we're done. Yeah. At least you have something to go, when you're going to familiarize you with all the shlokas of the Gita to learn. With this knowledge, you will more easily remember the verses. So these are called, what are they called? They're called the semi-vowels. So that's ya as in yesterday, ra as in rub. So this is a different one. We had the ri, right? That was one of the vocals, right? As in Krishna. But here you have the free form r, which is ra with an a actually. So that is as in rub. Is it correct really? Rub. I thought it would be like as in Rama, ra. And then dental, la as in lump. So the other one we had before, their la was one of the consonants. I really don't know how to pronounce this properly, but it's very seldom used actually in the books. This L with the dot under. And especially the long L is hardly ever. But this L is very, very common. You have it many places in like again, the word pala. Ma paleshu kadanchana. Yeah, karmana eva dikarase ma paleshu kadan. So there is pala. So this is like la, as in lump, and then labiodental. So that under that one we have a labiodental sound is va, as in one, like you win something, yeah, va. So just like as we talk about the pa varga, there va is used. Yeah. So let's see. We'll not go very long into this. Let's see. Sibilants. So now we have 3 sibilants. So they are gradually progressing from dental to more and more aspirations. So the dental is sa, as in sun. So you see then the S, the tongue is like with the teeth again. Sa, sun. Right? When you say sun, it's like just straightforward. No problem. Now the problem is coming. When you say cerebral, then the S is going to be more aspirated. So in shirt. So you have to work a little more. There's more problem, right? Shirt. Sun is very easy. You just say sun. Sun. But when you say shirt, you have to work more. You use actually more energy. And you use even more energy when you're going to say the palatal sha, because it goes all the way up to the palate. Sha. Like shastra. Yeah? As you know, shastra is hard work. So you have to work more. Shastra. Or short A is with the weapon. Shastra. But it's still sh, and it's used a lot in German, like in Sprechen or ich, or in English also shut, yeah, shut the door. You don't say shut the door, right? Shut the door. No, and they also don't say like in short, shut the door, shut the door. Would you like to shut the door? No, you say shut, right? There's a difference in the S's. Yeah. Okay, so these are like hissing sounds, you know. Okay, let's see. So you have an example here of this. So you have the Sha, like Shyama, Shiva, Vishwarupa, yeah, Shakti, Sharira, right? Shanti. And then with Sha, it's a Vishnu, yeah? You don't say Vishnu, right? You say Vishnu. Vishnu. Vaishnava, right? Vaishnava. You don't say Vaisnava. Ananta Vaishnava Vrinda, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda. No, you don't say. You say Vaishnava. And you also don't say Vaishnava with this heavy S. Like you don't say Vaishnava. That would be too much of a mouthful. Yeah. So it all makes sense. Okay, so then and then the sa without anything, like in samsara. Yep. You don't say shamsara. No. Samsara. Or sambandha. Yeah. Sambandha. Not shambandha or shambandha. No, sambandha. Okay, I think we got it home. We should understand. But actually, one of the reasons we go through this is because sometimes the devotees from West, they get inspired when they go to India. And the author here says in Bengali, they say sometimes like that. Actually, we say prasad, or prasadam. But in Bengal, they may say prashadam. Prashadam, it is huge S, because that's how they speak in Bengali. But it's actually not correct if you talk about Sanskrit. It may be correct, to say in Hindi or Bengali language. But in Sanskrit, if we're going to keep this, we say prasad. With a dry S, prasad. Yeah. And the same thing with samsara. Sometimes in India, they may say shamshara. But that's not correct. And also tulasi, it should be tulasi, not tulashi. Tulasi. Okay, and let's see at the last one, pure aspirate, it's ha. So that's a lot of aspiration there, ha. As in hunger or in hurry. Hurry. Yeah. Okay, let's see where we go here. Yeah. Now we go to this visarga. A short echo of the preceding vowel produced with hard breathing. The short echo of the vowel a sounds like half ha, with breath coming from the chest. The full consonant ha requires breath from the stomach, so you should not breathe from the stomach when we say this ha. So if you look on this table here, it says a, I, u, ri, l, ri, yeah, e, I, o, au, m. So you see, this is represented by this dot, like when you say aum. If you look at the Sanskrit, it will be this a, long a actually, long a, and then it will have this sound on the top, and it will also have something under, which is the u. So it kind of is packed in, construction. This is how Sanskrit works. Otherwise, we could write the a and then the u and then the m, right? It will be three letters, right? Yeah. Just after each other, but it's not like that. It will be, the a like that, and then actually you see it under here. Maybe I can blow this up so people can see. There you have the om sound, the om, how it looks. Let's see, can you see that? Om. So you see, it's all just packed in one place, Special, So it's very difficult. Different and also difficult to read the Devanagari. It takes some time to learn that. The script of the Sanskrit. So we are very lucky that Prabhupada he made Roman transliteration. That's what it's called. He just translated all the Sanskrit words from Devanagari to the alphabet we're familiar with, but he added something called diacritic marks, right? So that's why we, like this dot over the M. Then we understand this is now supposed to be this nasal sound, right?
Yeah.
And it actually happens many places, like in Bhagavad Gita. Let's see if we can find a famous verse. Or any verse. And sometimes it's ending with this M, with a dot over, and then it's actually supposed to be like more like an N instead of an M actually. So let's see if we look at one of the most famous verses, which I mentioned already. Sarva dharmam parijjaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Yeah? See here? Mamekam sharanam vraja. If you have a Bhagavad Gita, you can look it up yourself. So this is now for learning how to pronounce properly. Because the correct pronunciation, I cannot even pronounce English correctly, what to speak of Sanskrit. We're just trying our best. This is just one of the services we can do to Krishna. It said in the Shastras, just to try and pronounce, Krishna's words in Bhagavad Gita. This is also service to Lord, So that's a nice service to try and do that, because he is his sound vibrations. That is non-different from Krishna. So to try and get the pronunciation right, that's worship. You get the point?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the same as you would worship deities. You worship, the words of Krishna like that. So that's why it's beautiful. Just like it's beautiful to dress the deities, it's beautiful to try and pronounce properly. So see if you can follow me. Sarva dharman,
Sarvadharma,
parijjaja,
Parijjaja,
mam,
Mam,
ekam,
Ekam,
sharanam,
Sharanam,
vraja.
Vraja.
So here you see in the Sanskrit, mam ekam. Where is it? It's mam with the dot over the M, yeah, and ekam. No, sorry, mam is not dot, but ekam has the dot over N, and sharanam, yeah. It's difficult because some places mam has the dot over, and this is because of sandhi. Sandhi is the rule that what comes after each word is defining the end of the previous word. So one has to really look closely on the Sanskrit to get the pronunciation right, because sometimes mam is written with the dot over and sometimes not, but here it's not. So here we should say mam with the label M. But when it comes to the next one, ekam, it has the dot over and it's not ekam. It's ekam. It's like N. Sharanam. It's like going up to be the sound of the N actually, like in Nils in Norwegian, or Narayan, right? N. Yeah. So it's Sharanam. It's not Sharanam, right? It's not Sharanam like Mangala. No, it's more like Narayan. Sharanam. Sharanam. Yeah. So this is like difficult, but this is like the highest level. So we're just talking about. I myself, I have problems to remember this. I probably never in my life pronounced a verse completely correct. But the better we can do it, the better it is. Yeah. Okay. So let's see, and then we have this last one, the H. If you see on this table, it says after Ao and M comes the H with a dot under. So that's very often we say aha, like that. You can say Krishna. But actually, according to the Sanskrit rules of let's see if we can have it here. Yeah. Like you can say here, Keshavaha. Yeah. But actually, according to the rule of Sanskrit pronunciation, the shiksha, then actually there is a verse even saying that this visarga, it should be pronounced like the hissing of a baby snake, which has very little energy. How that baby snake is exhaling. So see, you have this baby snake, you'll be like, right? That's the shloka which says that actually. See, it's not aha. So you say say, some places it says, Krishna. But rather it should be like Krishna. And just a little Krishna. It should sound like a hissing baby snake. Isn't that funny? But in South India, I've heard that usually they say Krishnaha, Ramaha. They say like very, very pronounced, aha. And it's also for E also. Like Harihi, Harihi. You can see on this table we have here from the book, Harihi. But then it also should be Harihi, Harihi, Harihi. Yeah. And then the hissing snake is there again. Or Tulasi, Tulasi. Instead of Tulasihi, it becomes like Tulasihi, Tulasihi. That's how they may say in South India, but we can try and say Tulasi, Tulasi, giving just an extra, But if something should be there, it's not like you just say it as you would. If there is an H there with this dot under, you should say that. Krishna. Or you can say Krishna also, but at least don't just say Krishna. It should be that aspirate sound after, right? This is a correct pronunciation of the Sanskrit. Yeah, and now we come to another thing. Now actually we're finished with the actual pronunciation. Now we just look a little bit about how the Sanskrit is built up. Because sometimes you may wonder, why is it, you look in the word for word. And like you have in Bhagavad Gita, 1:21 to 22. You can look that up. 1:21, 22. You have it's also mentioned here. I hope you can read this. It says, 1:21, 22. Let's see. So chapter 1, text 21 and 22. Let's see. He says, Maya me archuta. But he says me chuta. Yeah. It says Arjuna Vacha. Actually, it's Arjuna speaking. Senayor ubayor madhye ratham stapaya me chuta. But in the word for word, you can say, here it says Achyutya, infallible one. Is one of the names of Krishna. Achyuta, right? So why is it saying in the Sanskrit this, what do you call this in English? Apostrophe, yeah? Yeah. And then chuta. What's happening here? Well, this is because of Sandhi. The rule of Sandhi is the rule that, the language should just flow from word to word. So just imagine if you read as it would be each word. You read, Ratam stapaya me achyuta. Is that flowing? Me achyuta? You have two vocals after each other. You have me and achyuta. So me achyuta. What is easier? Me achyuta or me chuta? Me chuta. It's very easy, right? Yeah. So instead, you say me chuta. And then also you're saving yourself from a syllable. So in that way, you can keep inside, the meter also. Ratam stapaya me chuta. Instead of ratam stapaya me achyuta. You see it kind of breaking. So that's why the sandhi is made like that. If you have an e in the end of the word and an a in the beginning of the next word, then you will have this apostrophe, and you will simply omit the first vocal. You simply omit it. In English language, it just happens automatically, but it's not a phonetic language. Can you give an example from the English language? How it works? Maybe you have an example here. But anyway, we'll go on and look at the next one. So now I mentioned briefly about verse meters. So it's called chandas. So if you look at that, number of syllables there are different chandas or meters. We'll not get too much into them because in Bhagavad Gita there's basically the Anushtup, and there is one more. I think Trishtup is also a few times, where you have 11 syllables per line or pada. So the one we are used to is the one with 8 syllables per pada or line, and that is called Anushtup. So as I mentioned, Sarva Dharman Parichaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. So you can count Sarva Dharman Parichaja. It counts to 8, doesn't it? Sarva Dharman Parichaja. These are 8. Yeah. But if you take another verse from Bhagavad Gita, the reason we are saying this is because when we want you to learn the shlokas, we want you to learn them in the right meter, right? You cannot use this Anushtup meter for a Sanskrit verse which has 11 syllables in the pala. Then you have to use another meter, right?
Yeah.
To actually pass, being able to chant the Sanskrit shloka properly. Where is the longer meters? Is there any longer meters? You know any longer meters in the Bhagavad Gita? I think there, yeah. Nabudhi Vedam Bharana. I think in the 15th chapter, somewhere. Some of the main verses from Bhagavad Gita has a long meter. Yeah, here you are. 15:15. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Did you notice I use a different melody? Yeah. Sarvasya. Let's count. I think this is called the Trishtup. Let's count it. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Yeah, it counts to 11. You can try and count. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Yeah, 11. This is a Trishtup meter. Jai. And let's see if we would say that in the Anushtup. Well, how is the Anushtup meter? How is the melody there? Sarva dharmam parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha yishyami ma shucha. Let's see if we take that melody for the Trishtup. Let's see if it works. Sarvasya chamridi sannivishto matasmiti gyanamaponam cha vedaischa savarameva vedyo vedanta krit veda vedeva chaham. You can kind of do it, but you just have to be very quick. But it actually doesn't work if I'm going to keep, the long vowels. So if I'm going to chant, Sarvasya chamridi sannivishto, Bhagavad Gita 15:15, yeah. You can look it up in your own Gita. And please try at home. You are watching, please try this at home. If you have any watchers left. All glories to you, okay, that you tolerated all this. That means you're very strong, You have shown, great value of tolerance, which is one of the, symptoms of a devotee, actually. Titikshika, karunika, suridam sarabhutanam. It said in the Bhagavatam, one of the lakshanas or symptoms of a sadhu bhushana, it is titikshaka, which is tolerance. Yeah. It's not only tolerating heat or cold, it's also tolerating, you can say boring topics or technical topics. But hopefully you also don't find it so boring. I find it interesting. You also, right? At least some of the time. Yeah? It's quite interesting. So, sarvasya cha, so then it should be long A. Sarvasya cha ham hridi sannivishto. And if you would try that with the Anushtup, which only should work actually for 8 syllables, it would be like Sarvasya cha ham hridi sannivishto matasmitir jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvarameva vedyo vedanta krit veda vedeva chaham. Actually, it works. Sarvasya chaham hridi san. No, wait a minute. Sarvadharmam parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Well, it's kind of compromised. It goes a little bit too quick. It said that Sanskrit shouldn't be recited too quick. It's an offense to the Sanskrit. Yeah. So forget about chanting shlokas quick. But I actually have a fault. I often do that. And I also get criticized for that. So by this I also should learn, we should not be in a hurry when we recite the Sanskrit. It's a worship. It's a meditation. Okay. So at least here we have an example of Trishtup. So basically, the Bhagavad Gita, most of the verses is Anushtup and Trishtup. So if you can remember this melody, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvairaham eva vedyo vedanta krit veda vedeva chaham. This is a very nice melody for the Trishtup. There is another melody also you can use, but this is my personal favorite because my Guru Maharaj also used the same. Yeah. And you can also use another melody also for the Anushtup. But I don't remember. Yeah, there is another one. So now I take the Anushruti. It's a previous verse, 15:14. So see if you can follow me with this. I'll say it and you can recall after me. Aham Vaishvarano Bhutva. Please. Okay. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva.
Aham Vaishnava Bhutva.
Prananam Deyam Ashritaha.
Pranamam Vasitaha.
Pranapana Samayukta.
Pranapama Samayukta.
Pachami Annam Chatur Vidham.
Chamayana Vidam.
It's not bad, you remember them by heart. This is how it actually was working in the old days in the Gurukuls. The students actually didn't have textbooks. They were supposed to just catch the vibration and just repeat. But they were recited and repeated a lot of times. They were drilled, in this. And so then, in the end, they were sitting very nicely, all the shlokas, and they could remember them, hundreds of them, by heart. So in that way, the scriptures were passed on as an oral tradition, rather than, written tradition. Later on, they were written down because to secure, their preservation in the age of Kali. He said that Vyasadeva, he decided to write them down because he understood in the Kali Yuga, Manda Sumana Matayo, Mandubhagya hi upadrutaha. He says, Manda Sumana Matayo, Mandubhagya. He says, people are very short-lived and they also have short memory, short luck. Everything is less in the Kali Yuga. So that's why it's good to write down the books. Yeah, but still in the Bhakti Shastra course we are required to memorize a few verses. So, we still, just in the overlap actually of the Kali Yuga and the previous Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, it's like an overlapping period, something like 10,000 years or something. And in this overlap period, you still have many of the good things from Dvapara Yuga is still there. And one of them is to remember, verses. So we're still able to know, but as Kali Yuga progresses, maybe after 5,000-10,000 years, it's impossible to remember even one verse. You see even now how dependent we are on our gadgets. Yeah. So until that time, we are required to memorize shlokas in the Bhakti Shastra course. Maybe in the Bhakti Shastra course in 5,000 years is not required anymore. Anyway, but it's a good worship of Lord. It's just like chanting Hare Krishna. It has the same value. Yeah. Okay, so it said here there are seven major chandas used in the Vedas and seven minor ones. Yeah. Yeah. So there is like given a list here of I guess this is 7 or this is 8 different chandas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is 8 chandas given here? Yeah. But usually, at least in Bhagavad Gita, we just use the one in 8 syllables per pada and 11. Well, of course, we have nectar of instruction. They're also used. Tristup is used a lot there also. Yeah. Basically, it's only these two we really use. There's a few others also, but we'll not get into them now. Yeah. So what is this? I think we just dropped this. It's becoming too technical. Yeah. Well, here we have something nice. So, okay, so we have some examples. So here is an example of Anushtup. Guess what is going to be that verse? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's an example of a verse with 8, syllables per line. And then 11, that's a song we sing every morning. Those of us who are up for Mangalarti. Mangalarti, you can adjust, according to a time schedule. It can be 7 o'clock also, but in the temples it's usually 4:30 or 5:30, like that. And it goes like that. Samsara davana lalida loka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya vande guru shri charana ravindam. So that's 11. And let's see one with 12. With 12 syllables per pada. Yeah. Namamishwaram Satchidananta Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. I could actually say that in the same melody, right? Yashodabhiyo Lokaladhavamanam Param Rishtam Atyanta Todrutya Gopya. It's kind of a little staccato. I should try and find the melody. What is the melody for this? Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam. This is the verse we are singing for the Kartik month, for Krishna, as the Damodar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is it really 12? Namamishwaram, Namamishwaram, Satchid Ananda Rupam. Yeah, it's 12. It amounts to 12. You can see here. Namamishwaram, Satchid Ananda Rupam. Yeah. Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam, Yashoda Biyolo Kaladavamanam, Param Rishtamatyanta Atyanta Todruta Gopya. So in this one, you cannot play the cartels as we do in the 8th palas, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Then we play cartels 1, 2, 3, right? But in this one, you cannot play 1, 2, 3 in the 12 syllable, per pada in that one. What is it called? I don't even see the name of this here. But this one with 12 syllables per pada, you have to have a different rhythm. Then it's like this. Dang, 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 dang. Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. So this has to be taken into account when we recite Sanskrit. They have a rhythm, right? This is important. And many of our kirtan songs, when we're not singing Hare Krishna, in our kirtaneers, they sing so many different songs, and they are adjusted according to these meters, of the verses. Because a lot of songs, actually all of the songs, they are in the rhythms, but in different meters. Some have anushtup, some have trishtup, some have the one with the 12 syllables, and we have 14 even. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti. Oh, this is Govindamadi Purusham, meter. Govindamadi Purusham tamaham bhajami. Oh yeah, and it's also when you recite it, it's like that. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti. Right? Let's see. Does it count to 14? Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti. Yeah, 14. Right? Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti. Yeah, it's nice to check them. They're correct. Pashyanti panti. Can you play 1, 2, 3 on the cartels with that one? Angani yas. No, we cannot. I have to find a different meter. But it should be possible to play rhythm to this also. Ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham tamaham bhajami. So when we chant our shlokas for the Bhakti Sastri, we are required to chant them in the correct meter and with a proper melody, so that they sound good. Yeah. So that's it for today. There's so much more we can say about all this, and in the end, please don't worry. There is no requirement for chanting, proper Sanskrit for going back to Godhead. This is just part of our culture, and we didn't even cover, we just covered the tip of the iceberg with all of this. So I hope it gave you something. And if you have any comments or questions, it looks like I lost contact with my. Now we got. Yeah, we have 2 participants left on Zoom. And could you see actually the comments on YouTube, or where did you get them on the Zoom?
No.
That was by personal correspondence.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. So if there's any comments or questions regarding this Sanskrit and pronunciation? Yeah. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah? Was that? Yeah. So Prabhupada, he has said, that devotees who do this, proper Sanskrit pronunciation, they are doing a very nice job. For they represent our culture very nicely. It's also good for preaching. And then mispronunciation is called Ashuddha Ucharanam. That's also written about in this book, which I uploaded to our. So please don't spread that book. I mean, it was put on archive.org, so it is made public. but I don't know, because sometimes people are uploading their, which maybe the person who wrote the book doesn't want it to be spread. I don't know. So please just keep this just for this course, right? Don't give it to others, just to make proper respect to the author. Yeah, it's just my humble suggestion. Yeah. So Prabhupada, one time he was talking about this mispronunciation. So here's a conversation between Srila Prabhupada and Dr. Patel. Dr. Patel, he said, a modern Rushi. Prabhupada, what is a Rushi? What is that Rushi? Dr. Patel, Rushi. Prabhupada, oh, Rishi, yes. Dr. Patel, you call it Rishi and we call it Rushi. That is the difference in pronunciation. Prabhupada, just like the Oryas, they call it Krishna. In Oriya, in India, they say Krishna, apparently. Dr. Patel, Krishna, yes, they cannot even say Krishna. Prabhupada, they cannot say Krishna, they say Krishna. Dr. Patel, we call Krishna. You call Krishna and they call Krishna. Prabhupada, yes, Bhava, Grahi, Janardana, but Krishna can understand who is asking for him. Laughter. Yeah, because there is a nice shloka in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, not Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Chaitanya Bhagavat, where it said that somebody is saying the Sanskrit correct. They say how is this again? They're pronouncing correct when they're it should be when you're giving something to Vishnu, you say Vishnave, I think it is, yeah. But they will say Vishnaya. But Vishnaya, that's the wrong pronunciation. I mean the wrong Sanskrit. Because if you offer something to Krishna, you say Krishnaya, according to grammar. Because this is in the dative. You give something to Krishna, it's Krishnaya. But Vishnu is, so this is for all the words, like Krishna, all the words in Sanskrit, male words which end with A. Then in dative will be, Ya, and then Aya. So for example, on the altar, when we offer something to Krishna, we say Idam Naividyam Klim Krishnaya Nama. We offer something to Krishna. Yep. Mm-hmm. Krishnaya Namati. Yeah, I give my obeisances to Krishna. But if you're going to say to Vishnu, then you cannot say Vishnaya, because Vishnu is ending with U, right? With U. So it is a different grammar altogether. So for example, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Because Guru also ends with U, then you say Gurave. Yeah? Namaha. I give my obeisances, Namaha, to the Guru. I cannot say Guraya Namaha. It will be wrong in Sanskrit. So this verse says, that even if you say, Vishnaya, instead of Vishnave, it should be Vishnave. I'm offering it to Vishnu. They say, even if you say, Vishnaya, still Krishna is Bhava Grahi. Yeah, he catch your bhava, your loving devotion. Bhava Grahi Janardana. So that's why it's accepted. So in other words, we shouldn't worry too much, even though we say we're not pronouncing correctly like that. But one time Prabhupada he was not happy when it was like early in the movement when devotees had gone first time to India and they heard people chant Hare Ramo, Ramo, no, not Rama but with O, Ramo, Ramo. Yeah. So Prabhupada heard that, He said to Vishnu Jan Swami, one of the main kirtaniers in Iskcon at that time, he asked Vishnu Jan Swami, he heard him sing, Hare Ramo. He said, who is this Ramo? And then Vishnu Jan Swami said, oh, I'm sorry, but I heard the other people in India, they were saying Ramo. And Prabhupada said, no, it should be Rama. There's no such thing as Ramo. And he said, this is destroying our movement, if you're going to chant like that, Ramo. So it's serious also, But then again, Krishna, he's easy, he just accepts your mood. So no need to panic. But if you can remember, we rather say it properly, because then we are making worship also to the name of the Lord in that way. And it's just a nice culture. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so this book is very, very, it's very much getting into the nitty-gritties of mispronunciation, we even not get into all this, but like you can say that you can say that the prayer is wrong, So I actually want to go into this because this is the most important prayer we have, one of the most important, except for Hare Krishna mantra and Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Then this one is one of the most important. It is Srila Prabhupada's Prana mantra. So here we can actually learn something because many people say this wrong. So it should be Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Iti Namane. This one is usually okay. The next one, Namaste Saraswati Deve. So sometimes people, the devotees are saying Saraswati.
Yeah.
But this is wrong. Saraswati is, Saraswati is a goddess. Saraswati is a goddess. Many they say Saraswati Devi. It's like suddenly in the prayer to Prabhupada you're addressing the goddess of learning, right? Yeah. It's not supposed to be like that. It is actually it's quite particular here. So it's referring to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So it's coming from the word Saraswati, but that's the name of the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. When you have the Sanskrit grammar, it changes. When he is serving somebody, so he's not serving Saraswati, then it becomes A in the end because it's like he's in the service of him. So because then the grammar is changing. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
That's why it has to be Saraswati with E for England. Saraswati, and also Deve. Yeah, because there Deve actually means that he's a servant. Yeah, like a das, but it is also actually this Deva or Deva word can mean the servant. So it's not like Deva as the demigod. Deva is the masculine for demigod, and Devi is the feminine for demigoddess, right? Goddess and God. Yeah, Deva and Devi, but none of them are this word here. This word Devi, it means servant. Is understand? Yeah. So Namaste Saraswati Deve. Yeah. In that way we can make nice worship of Srila Prabhupada by saying his prana mantra correctly. Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashkatya. That should also be a very solid aspiration there. Pashkatya. Yeah. Yeah. Not just pashyata or pashyata as many people say. Pashyata. No, he said it should be pashkatya. Pashkatya. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, it's just a little tidbit. So just we get the idea that Sanskrit pronunciation is important to try and get it correctly. So we will not talk any bit more about that for the whole, Bhakti Shastri course. Now, hopefully you have it in your spine. So thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.